Good afternoon, everybody. So wonderful to see you either virtually or in person here. I'm Monique Mingloffen from Cairo 7. Welcome to the Sound Generation's 16th annual Inspire Positive Aging Awards. I so look forward to the day when we can actually look into the whites of each other's eyes and smile and say hello. But for right now, I'm just so thankful for the folks at Sound Generations who have figured out a way for us all to get together, to gather, to celebrate the 27 fantastic nominees and also the 6 recipients who exemplify positive aging here in King County. You have been inspiring, you have been resilient through some really, really difficult times when we're all separated from each other and in our own silos and so remote. You know, I've been a volunteer with the transportation program here for 14 years. Then this pandemic hit. I was still going to work. I didn't want to expose anyone unknowingly to any sort of illness. And so I was cut off from all of you and feeling very isolated. So I started this project called Drawing Inspiration, and the idea was to reach out to kids all across the area and say, send in some pictures, some messages for seniors in our community who are isolated right now because they're in facilities where they can't accept visitors. It was a really tough time. I couldn't go to the facilities myself, but I could drop off these drawings at least or send them in. I've got to tell you about one of my favorites. It was by 2 brothers, Mac and Leo. It had this drawing. I can't tell you exactly what was on the drawing. I couldn't quite decipher it. But their mom had written their message on there, which said, "Have a good day. You may want to play tic-tac-toe and have a sandwich every day. Keep smiling." Well, a few weeks went by. One of the senior facilities that actually accepted some of these drawings, they were kind enough to send pictures of their residents holding up the drawings. And you can see the hope and the happiness in their faces. And I was flipping through them, so happy to see those smiles myself. Lo and behold, to my surprise, I came upon a picture of a really lovely woman with twinkly eyes. She had her thumbs up. Turned out it was my great aunt. I wasn't expecting to see it. I didn't know she'd recently moved to that facility. She's in memory care. And I'll admit, it made me cry a little bit. She was so isolated and yet so happy to know that people were thinking of her and caring for her. And that reminded me that I could certainly get through this pandemic if she could. She inspired me, like all of you at home have. You're inspiring your peers as well, but also the younger generations. They're reminded that life is not just about surviving, it is about living. So thank you for that. Now, by 2025, right here in King County, older adults will make up 25% of the population. Every day, adults across King County face the challenges of aging with inadequate resources and support. And that is where Sound Generations steps in. It was established back in 1967 to support people on their aging journey through community connections and accessible services. Sound Generations has 4 pillars of support: food security, transportation, health and wellness, and assistance services. They are the foundation for guiding their direct service work. And their heart is in their 5 senior centers located in Ballard, West Seattle, Shoreline, Snow Valley, and Lake City. These centers help seniors stay involved, healthy, and engaged with life. Now, as we get things started right now, a huge thank you goes out to everyone who has contributed to our fundraising so far. I was just speaking with the fabulous Brittany Blue from Sound Generations, and she was telling me the ranks are really swelling. More people are getting involved. You are responding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So please use the instructions on the screen to support this event. Thank you again so much for supporting Sound Generations. And thank you to our event sponsors who are making this celebration possible. Aetna, AARP, Azos Commercial Properties, Biella Foundation, Home Street Bank, Kaiser Permanente, Microsoft, and USI. Your affirmation of the aging process is one to totally be commended, especially during this last difficult year. And of course, we have to take just a moment to acknowledge and make space for the things that were actually lost this year. And we give thanks for the opportunity to be here today to celebrate aging It is so wonderful to be with you. Now, this event is dedicated to showcasing how dynamic aging can be. The Inspire Positive Aging Awards reflects Sound Generation's continuing commitment to older adults and changes the narrative, frankly, around aging. The expanded category format allows us to recognize more broadly the many ways to embrace aging well. So let's get right to it. Our first category right here is advocacy and activism. The individuals nominated in this category strive for positive change through activities such as promoting a cause like the environment, housing, or criminal justice, or participating in groups that advance people's rights, such as political campaigns or community and cultural organizations. So let's take a look at the nominees. Here they are right now. Cynthia Grayson, Dr. David M. Johnson, Helen Goring, and Kathleen Warren. This year's Advocacy and Activism winner has been a powerful force for equity and human dignity for many years, serving as a child welfare worker and as a mental health therapist, and then establishing businesses to support families and keep children from out-of-home placements. So here we go, the first one. The recipient of the 2021 Advocacy and Activism Award is Cynthia Grayson, and here she is.
Well, I am so honored to be not only nominated, but to be chosen by Sound Generation for this award. Not only because it is something that I hadn't anticipated, it was quite a surprise, but I know the great work that Sound Generation does in the community for senior citizens, and I felt really strongly when I made a commitment to outreach and to go after grant funding to help our kinship caregivers, that this was going to be something that I was going to have to not only be a strong advocate for, but also maybe activism, just because I know sometimes our kinship caregivers, many people are not aware that some of our grandparents are parenting the second time around and how challenging that may be. So having had that experience on a personal level, I feel really positive about being selected for this award.
And you also are a kinship caregiver, correct?
That is correct. So I saw that not only as something professionally, but on a personal level, really wanting to help those caregivers, knowing that some of the struggles and challenges that you have, as you can see by my gray hair. My grandson is now age 19, but having reared him since he was a young child off and on, and I know it can be challenging. I have an incredible staff. I couldn't do this work without them, in addition to my family. My children have been so helpful, and my grandson. I don't know where I would be without them. In addition to, for me, as a senior, I lost my husband suddenly in 2016, and I was pretty down and didn't know how I was going to make it. But my board members, Dr. Felder, who's been a wonderful, supportive board chair to keep me going, to keep me motivated, saying that I could do this work. And my husband keeping me going spiritually, I was able to continue to grow, even though COVID-19 certainly had a major impact on our agency. We lost a valued staff member. And so my staff really were wonderful and helped to pull it together so that we could continue as an agency. In addition to wonderful support person, Geneva Murphy, who helps me, and my financial person, Deandra Levias. As I said, I do not know where I would be without these incredible people that support me. In addition to really wanting to thank our funders, because without the funding, we can't do this work. This is very valuable and important work that we do, and I want to continue this. And I want to continue to be not only a good keeper of our folks who need our help, but I also want to continue to help our kinship caregivers. So I really appreciate receiving this award from Sound Generation.
Cynthia, thank you so much for sharing your story and your commitment and for being truly a grandparent. Now, in this category, our judging panel also wanted to highlight a second person, Dr. David M. Johnson. He gets an honorable mention here. David has been a leader in the behavioral health community for over 40 years, and he was among the first in the country to embrace and integrate trauma-informed care, and he's a vocal proponent for equity and decreasing suicides among LGBTQ+ youth and young adults. He works with nearly a dozen community organizations to ensure marginalized groups receive the mental health care that they need. Such dedication also deserves a special honor. So thank you, Dr. Johnson, as well for your work and advocacy. And you can read more about David and the other nominees as well in our program booklet. Now, next up, the next award is Community Service for helping others through activities such as volunteering at a nonprofit organization or community or cultural group, offering to help others in an informal capacity such as organizing neighborhood block watches or caring for others' family members. And this is our largest category, so put your eyes on the screen and look at all of these wonderful names and faces right here. Here they are. Corey Kiersis, Daryl Pilot, Diane Radishat, Glenda West, Harold Schneer, John Clough, Moy Masane, Pushpakant Patel, Redmond Seniors, and Takwah Wang. Now, this year's Community Service Award winner is a man of action and has helped people of all ages for over 40 years. The recipient of the 2021 Community Service Award is Pushpakant Patel.
Thank you, everybody. And what I want to say is that I appreciate the opportunity Sound Generation has given me so that I could spend my time usefully and be of assistance to seniors. And while people might think I'm assisting them, but I'm learning a lot from them. They've been a very inspiration to things I do, and just meeting new people has been very advantageous to me. I also have been similarly involved in Red Cross and Public Health Reserve Corporation. Similar experience, learning, not just assisting people, but learning from them, how the seniors work and do their thing. One of the largest organizations for more activity is India Association of Western Washington. Mr. Pranvari is an administrator of it, but he has organized programs, weekly programs, monthly programs, and in the weekly lunch program, it's open to everybody, and there are talks on culture, health, music programs. It's not just a sit-down lunch, and it's very encouraging to invite people and encourage a lot of young people and professionals to share their joys and expertise. So once again, involved in senior services I have benefited more, and I appreciate giving me the opportunity, and I can't thank enough to all the senior services program. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You deserve the roar of the crowd here. I'm sorry that we have an empty room, but yes, thank you. And given these times, I hope you will just accept my hug from afar, from more than 6 feet. Thank you so much. Now, our next award category is Defining Inspiration. Nominees have touched and inspired people in a unique way, which can be defined in different ways for different people. You may be inspired by their journey. You recognize they make the ordinary beautiful and embody the simple joy of long life. Here are the nominees for this category: Marty Murakami, Mary Fried, Ray Pudicombe, and Sylvia Pollack. And the recipient of the 2021 Defining Inspiration Award is Ray Pudicombe. Unfortunately, and sadly, Ray actually passed away recently. Sound Generations was able to connect with his son and his neighbors, and this video is in his honor.
That was a class act. That's a labor of love and buddyship, you might say,
Yep.
from World War II or any war, but you know. But that shows the level of Dad's dedication to something.
Yes, and
You know,
humility.
He was kind of a mother's boy, a good boy, you know. He wasn't drinking and all that and stuff. And you know, really, the infantry is just not the place he should have ended up. I mean, not that anyone should, but he was the last person. But he did his duty, and I honor him for that. And that's Dad. He did his duty, you know.
Yeah.
But he did it with, it wasn't he did it grudgingly or something. He did his duty. Yeah, good for him.
All in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Anything he loved, he put it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
All the things. He loved his house here and his neighbors and, you know, he had a beautiful garden and shared everything and always grew way too much, but lots of tomatoes and all that.
I know he would give me all the starts that he couldn't fit in his yard, and then I would just put them in, and I'd see what came up, because we never kept track, like, here, put this in the ground.
He was inspiring because he had an innocent sort of love of life. It's hard to explain, but, you know, if you're walking along, he would, look at the beautiful sunset, or look at that beautiful bougainvillea plant. Dad had integrity and honesty. And that's surprisingly sometimes in short supply. I mean, when you go through life, you don't see all the good things, you know. But Dad never let that damper his enthusiasms. He was an enthusiastic person. Yeah.
I mean, he was so animated because he had done this Forest Theater as an actor for years and years. How many years did he do that?
He was there, 52, and he was active right up till COVID canceled last year.
Yeah.
So that's whatever that is. That's a long time.
Well, that's about it. Zest for life, quick-witted humor, generosity, and notorious green thumb. I think we covered them.
And body humor. He couldn't help it. He couldn't help it. Yep, that's
right. He was quick too with that.
He was witty.
You
had to almost hold your ears sometimes because it was a little weird. Anyway, yeah, good man. I'm so happy to have been his son. I'm lucky.
Yeah, you are. And I'm lucky to move in next to the guy who was playing opera that day.
Yeah.
That was lucky for me.
Oh, what lovely memories. And what it says about that life, that you could hear the smiles and the laughter of the people who talked about Ray, and we all smiled as we saw pictures of him. Well, he clearly had a love for life. He clearly had energy and enthusiasm, and so does this next group. We're going to take a quick break from the awards to see some aging adults actually get moving. We were able to catch up with a group of older adults who come together weekly to line dance. When the pandemic hit last year and made everyone really pivot and adjust, this group said, I will not just stay in the house, I will keep moving my body safely. And they have done just that. So here they are. Enjoy.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. Havana, ooh, na. He didn't walk up with that high
campus. Fresh out East Atlanta with no mountains. Damn, fresh out East Atlanta. Up on board like a traffic jam. I was quick to pay that girl like Uncle Sam. Here you go, ayy, take it on me. Shout the craving on me, get the beating on me. She waited on me, damn. Shout the caking on me, got the bacon on me. This is history and I'm making on me. Point blank, close range, that feed. If it goes a million, that's me. I was getting moolah, baby.
Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nah, nah. He took me back to East Atlanta, nah, nah, nah. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana. Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Take me back, back, back. Take me back, back, back. Take me back, back, back. Havana, ooh, nah, nah.
How about that? Everyone feeling inspired and perhaps a little bit uncoordinated at the same time. Thanks to that group for performing for us and putting a little bounce in our step. And what a perfect segue to the next award, which is the Health and Wellness Award. The individuals nominated in this category promote healthy living by doing things such as teaching or participating in a fitness class, working in the field of healthcare, or serving as a caregiver. So the nominees for this category are Ampi Sato and Shayla Code. And this year's Health and Wellness Award winner is known as the Queen of Social Dancing. She's considered a connector between generations and is known for her love and enthusiasm. The winner of the 2021 Health and Wellness Award is Ampi Sato. Yay! Yay!
Greetings to all and good afternoon. I'm very happy that I was nominated as one of the awardee for Positive Aging Award. I'm 77 years old, but I know I don't look that because I love to dance. And in spite of my bad stroke, I could not eat, I could not walk. I'm dancing now. Thanks to my husband who's cared for me for 3 years now, and my best friend Larissa, who is my happiness coach. And I praise God for blessing me. That's it. Any dancing? Yeah. Is that all right?
That's fantastic. Yay! Wonderful. Where there is music, there is dance, and there is Ampi. So thank you so much for sharing your joy with us. It's fantastic. Now, next up is Intergenerational Impact. And the nominees here improve life for those of all ages through activities such as tutoring or mentoring young people, coaching an athletic team, or engaging youth in the arts, or changing people's minds about the value of older adults. So the nominees for the 2021 Intergenerational Impact Award are Dee Krieg, Diane Amos, Mary Floyd, and Rutha Thomas. And the winner here is a woman who is dedicated to volunteering. When the pandemic hit, she made sure to pivot and continue to support the Seattle public school system as a foster grandparent. The 2021 Intergenerational Impact Award goes to, here she is, Mary Floyd.
Thank you. I am extremely honored and grateful for this award. I thank Kate at Homage for recognizing me and believing in me. It's a booster for me to continue reaching out to our future generation, our children, and encouraging them. I thank Glory, head teacher, for having me in her classroom. And volunteering makes a powerful difference in our children's lives. Volunteering is a powerful tool that can be used on both fronts, viral and in person. And I'm just excited about it all. But at this time, I would like to thank each of you again for this award, and I sincerely appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Mary. Now, intergenerational impact is something that one of our sponsors also has in common. Home Street Bank is celebrating its 100th anniversary, and they have a message.
Did you hear Home Street Bank just turned 100 years old?
Really?
We've been banking for a long, long time.
We're the best of the best of the best of the banks. 100 years and we gotta say thanks. We've got business loans in our chromosomes.
She just helped me buy my first home.
So pass the mic, I've got something to say. When you walk in,
Sally.
They know your name.
We've been banking for 100 years.
we can't stop banking, we won't stop banking, we'll never stop banking for you. And we out.
Ampy, where were you? They had the music on for you and everything. We're going to have to get you in the commercial the next time. Oh, well, she's blaming this on her husband. She says he can't dance. We're going to have to fix that by next year, for sure. I am so sorry. I'm a little lost in my script here. Here we go. All right. Last but not least, how about that? I was great up until the end, and then whew. But last but not least is lifelong learning. The individuals nominated in this category inspire you to broaden your horizons by doing activities such as taking or teaching classes to explore new interests and skills, participating in a group that promotes creative expression, or working on the board of any institution that promotes public education. And the nominees for the 2021 Lifelong Learning Award are Helen Oppenheim and Rebecca Crichton. And this award goes to a woman whose work has been dedicated to healthy aging, aging with wisdom, defeating ageism, and how to handle the challenges of aging with resilience. The recipient of the 2021 Lifelong Learning Award is Rebecca Crichton.
I want to thank everybody for this great award. I appreciate being nominated for the Lifelong Learning Award for Inspire Positive Aging through Sound Generations. It is wonderful that the work that I do has been recognized, and there's so many people who've helped me, and I just want to thank them just as a group for including me in the wonderful awards that are happening here today. What I want to say is the importance that I find in the work that I do to encourage people to be involved with each other, to help each other, and to become interdependent. It's a message that I give over and over whenever I talk to people in public or when I'm in a group together. I like to ask people how much they like to help others, and they always say they like to help others. And then I ask people how good they are at asking for help, and nobody likes to ask for help. So this is me making the plea that I always make, which is think about how you contribute to the world and how the world contributes to you, and how by working together, by using each other, by helping each other, we make the world a better place and we make our lives better. As we age, it's very easy to forget that we still have a lot to give, and we still are able to receive without losing our sense of who we are. And so I think that's one of the issues that we have as aging people, to find that balance between what's important to us as helpers and as receivers of help, and also to continue to be engaged in the lives that we have, to be engaged in other people, to keep learning. Lifelong learning is all about that. And we learn in so many ways. We learn by interacting with each other. We learn by engaging in interests that maybe we have done our whole lives or hadn't even known that we had until later. This past year, as difficult as it has been, has given us opportunities to find out more about ourselves. And I know many people in my age group who actually have said that this past year, as challenging as it's been, has given them an opportunity to be in relationship with themselves and with others. Certainly, none of us knew we would be Zooming as much as we do. We've learned to look into the camera and smile and be aware of each other. And so there's a lot of gain, I hope, through this past year, as well as the grief that many of us feel. So my message basically is value yourselves, value each other, be of service to each other, and continue to grow and to learn and to engage in your life. Thanks so much again for this wonderful award.
Oh, Rebecca, thank you so much for that message, and especially in the middle of such a difficult time, for reminding us that there's still so much that we can do, even when we feel powerless. Well, let's give another round of applause for all of our 2021 nominees and recipient class. Come on, raise the roof, everybody here. Thank you so much. Another just amazing group of older adults blazing the trail for what aging can and should be. Thank you all for inspiring us and showing us how it is done. I believe Sound Generations is in the middle right now of totaling up how we're doing with this effort. Hopefully we are very, very close to our goal. I'll give you an update if we have it in the next couple moments, but thank you to those who have given. Sound Generations is so, so grateful for your support. And of course, we want to thank all of our financial sponsors as well. Aetna, AARP, Azos Commercial Properties, Biela Foundation, Home Street Bank, Kaiser Permanente, Microsoft, and USI. Thank you so much for helping buoy this journey that we're celebrating right now. We hope this has given you all energy and inspiration, recommitted you to supporting an aging adult in your life, and made you feel like you do have some control and you do have some role as we all begin to awaken again out of this pandemic and reconnect. And thanks again to everyone who has pitched in every way that they can as Sound Generations has continued to serve our senior population and recognize all of the folks in our community who are so very important and really the leaders in our community. Thank you for attending the 16th Annual Inspire Positive Aging Awards. And we don't have, you know what? We don't have a final figure yet, but I can promise you it can still get higher. So please continue to contribute. Thank you for having me here, and hopefully I will see you in person and see your smiles next year. Have a great day.